Peace. Happy now, and now is the vibe rate, the rate at which we're vibing. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now, just think about it like right now. Just let this moment exist, just me and you. That's all it is. Sound like I'm about to get into it, like just me and you, babe. Nah, blessings. Happy now. I gonna speak on. I already made a video speaking on the eclipse already, for the most part, in which I'm tagging the identification spot in this video. But I want to speak a little bit on some of the characteristics of the solar eclipse, but dealing with some aspects that I didn't speak on the other video. Matter of fact, bringing up how we got the eclipse coming April 8th, 2024. Things of this nature, you know what I'm saying? It ain't over yet, but I want to speak on just some extra facts or characteristics or anything I could help you with. Matter of fact, this video gonna be kind of loose, you know what I'm saying? So matter of fact, to the people who are used to hearing step one, step two, 3 ways to da, da, da. If you're used to that type of, you might want to go somewhere else. You might want to go somewhere else. I love you, but you might not want to watch this video. I'm kind of a little different the way I present my information. But, matter of fact, 21st of August, solar eclipse. 21st. All right. That's, let's see, 21. That's 7 times 3. So that's 3 sevens. You know what I'm saying? Lucky number 7. Matter of fact, you know how you go to casinos, all about the sevens, you know. And also, dealing with that number 7, I want to say it's the law, the number of completion, but I stand back off of that. But what I was gonna say is relating it to, the 777, like the 666 carbon. You know what I'm saying? Or the carbon 12, because six what it is, the neutrons and the electrons that get counted as far as like when you got like a carbon 12 or carbon 14. But you got the carbon 12 molecule breaking down. So the 666 is moving into, the which on a molecular structure is not called 777, as far as like carbon 7. But things are moving to, into that crystalline lighter carbon template, I should say, a blueprint. And with the eclipse coming on the 21st of August, it's no coincidence that you break 21 down. It's 3 sevens, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like also symbolically showing like that movement from the 666 to the 777, to a high vibrational light energy, in essence. As a matter of fact, as the moon passes over the sun, it's kind of like basically after the moon passes over the sun, the solar energy is going to be completely different after that. It's going to have like a whole different type of vibration to it, not necessarily raised vibration, but just a different transformational vibration to it, As a matter of fact, which I'm about to get into because of how important these eclipses is, because matter of fact, if you remember the Nat Turner movie where I don't know if it was in August when that eclipse was, but you know what I'm saying? But after the eclipse, that's what kind of gave him that insight to move on the rebellion. Matter of fact, because he also saw the moon as being like a black hand, you know what I'm saying, covering up the sun. And also, the moon passing in front of the sun is also basically symbolically meaning the exposure of our shadow self. So of course, you know how like every matter of fact at this point, I'm pretty sure even some of y'all, if y'all not even all the way woke or conscious on that level, I'm pretty sure if you just look around a little bit, you could tell that, everybody seem like they kind of going through something or working their way through something, whether for the better, for the worse, but everybody's like working on themselves fully or going through some type of transformation, right now. And that's basically personified with the eclipse in essence of like that your shadow self, that moon, is being exposed in front of the world for the whole world to see, you know what I'm saying? We got to bring that shadow self and shine that light, because when the sun is when the moon is in front of the sun like that, it's getting that direct sunlight, you know what I'm saying? in essence. It's more less on the physical level, more on the personification of it. But it's basically the shadow self getting exposed, like you shine the light on your shadow self. All those, the lower vibrations, those bad experiences that you've been running from, but you need to kind of, and necessarily in some cases not necessarily face it as much as just accept it and move on. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot, when we die, part of the science of dying, like in this real science of it, like, you know what I'm saying, where that's why they did the wind of the heart, the personification of the fact that you can't leave. You won't be able to go through the heart of the sun holding on to vibrations, lower vibrations, older memories, all the parts of your shadow self is gonna hold you down and stop your light from moving through the heart of the sun when you're transitioning, and it's gonna make it harder for you to transition with the memory of being a light being, because when you're so invested in this human life and stuff, and then you die that way, then that's why you reincarnate, because you never got a chance to really see how things operate, so you kind of come back reincarnate. But if you learn and know what's up now, I know that, all right, I can't be too invested. Yeah, I could love things and do things, but it's like not to be too invested in this physical realm, because it's just a matrix that you move on from. It's just a lesson. This is physical school. This is a earth school, that we learning. So it's basically you just got to get rid of all that shadow, so all that junk. You know what I'm saying? And as a personification of it, moving in front of the sun is the shadow self being exposed fully, 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 fully. As a matter of fact, also dealing with, old Papa. Matter of fact, and what's funny, because I caught a video, I forgot the brother's name, Isaiah. I forgot his last name, man. A brother on YouTube. But he was talking about, Big Papa. He was talking about the sun, like about the solar eclipse, and like, yeah, Big Papa about change, Big Papa about change. And what's funny, he was just talking about like the sun and Papa, and talking about Papa as far as like Ra, or that divine masculine energy. But in my head, first thing I thought of was Papa Legba, because Papa Legba is solar phallic energy, opening the doors to higher dimensions. What is this eclipse doing? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I just told you, when after the shadow self gets exposed, then there's gonna be a new type of sunlight. You know what I'm saying? A new type of solar phallic energy from Papa Legba, you know what I'm saying, from Ra, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna open up the doors to higher dimensions. Oh, let me put that key in there. You know what I'm saying? But it's opening the door to higher dimensions. And so also too, you could see, a matter of fact, you could also see this energy as Shango, you know what I'm saying? Because Shango is like the divine masculine. But it's different deities that could be, accompanied with the moon, with the solar energy. Because matter of fact, not to get too off subject, but it's something dealing with the more of the Lionsgate energy, but still with the eclipse also, because the eclipse is dealing with the energy of Leo, the lion. Then you have the Lionsgate portal, you know what I'm saying, where that happened August 8th, where star Sirius and the sun is lined up. So in essence, we lined up with Sirius and those Sirius beings, and it said that those beings are, have like a lion-like features, and there's no coincidence that, we dealing with the divine feminine energy and waking up, and the divine feminine energy dealing with when you're looking at the Kemetic nectars, or the Kemetic gods or deities, you got Sekhmet, Sekhmet, am I mistaken? Sekhmet, where that's the little lion face god. I'm pretty sure y'all done seen a statue, which, and again, all these, which in some cases, because in this case, what I'm making too, though, like say for instance, we give, or in the ancient times, we gave these beings or deities faces of animals to associate the power in which, they represented with it. Like say for instance, Jehuda had the little ibis, because when the ibis searching through the water, it looks like it's writing something, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they associated that with Jehuda or Tot. As a matter of fact, you watch American Gods or anything dealing with Jehuda, Akashic Records. you know what I'm saying, your DNA, you know, and that's why Papa Lake, but it all goes together. But again, Sekhmet, you know what I'm saying, Sekhmet is a divine feminine energy, and also Sekhmet was worshipped during wartime, and there's no coincidence that right now you're dealing with the energy of Mars. Mars, you know, dealing with that war energy. So you know, it's bringing forth that war energy. You know, Sekhmet, the divine feminine. You know, the lion energy from the Lion's Gate. Matter of fact, dealing with the lion people from Sirius. You know what I'm saying? And it's also tying into, you know, Rastafari, the constellation of Leo, the tribe of Judah, where you seeing, like, in essence, the prophecies dealing with Rastafari to a certain extent start to add up indirectly too, because it's funny how, like, some prophecies may indirectly be right, like even though it didn't go down or happen as if some people thought it was gonna happen or go down, but just like the energy, like say for instance, the energy that's changing the world right now is the Judah energy, the Leo energy. You know what I'm saying? That's so, because not only you got the energy where the eclipse is in Leo, but the sun itself is associated with the sign Leo, Ra. You know, the lion. You know what I'm saying? And then and the Lion's Gate is when Ra, you know, the sun, that solar energy from Leo is lined up with the star Sirius. You know what I'm saying? Lion's Gate energy, you know, in Leo. So you kind of get to see how all that lines up together. But also, as a matter of fact, I want to get into a few stones and crystals that you could you know, make sure you have, which you'll be working with, you know, as we're going through this energy. Now, right now, which I will drop this video, this is Sunday, so, you know, and I'm in California, so we'll catch the eclipse at about 9 in the morning, so I definitely had this out beforehand. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely talk about a few crystals that y'all could use, whether it's in the process of, during, or right before, whatever the case may be. And just as a reminder, you know, this is a solar eclipse. You know, it's about growth, renewal, transformation. You know, matter of fact, and again, Mars and Leo for the first time in 2 years, so it's a very, very fiery energy. Matter of fact, it's extremely fiery energy. And I talked about that in my other video where, you know, in order to, you know, purge yourself. Matter of fact, and two, look at this. Like the flood of energy is fire energy on all levels. Next time the flood is gonna be fire, not water. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be fire energy. So we got the energy, fire energy of Mars, the fire energy of Leo, the fire energy of the sun. You have physical, the physical light from the sun actually burning up carbon-12 as we speak on Earth. You know what I'm saying? So fire. You know what I'm saying? That's the flood. It's a flood of solar energy. Papa Legba energy is gonna change up after the shadow self pass. You know, it's gonna open up that new solar energy. You know, we're gonna be some different type of light beings after this. You know, as above, so below. The shadow self pass in front of the, you know, pass in front of the sun, or that solar energy. You know, outside our body. You know, outside our body. But it also happens within us. You know, after that shadow self, because all of us, the last few months, from relationships to relationships on all levels, relationship, friendship, whatever, just dealing with life, like everybody been like sorting and going through things. And I've been telling everybody, like, if you've been going through some shit, or like especially some serious heavy stuff, you know, in essence you could say Source really loves you, because Source is trying to wake you up and get you to realize, you know, what's going on. But again, it's that shadow self being exposed, so we could get to, you know, to that pure light, you know what I'm saying? And also embracing that shadow self, bringing it into the light. And with that fiery energy, you got creativity, you know, spontaneous energy. It's going to have you courageous, because again, this fiery energy is to make you courageous in your growth, so you won't be like, you know, like that's why it's linked up with the Leo energy, you know, the Lion of Judah. So you could stand strong, you see? You know, but it's giving you that energy to be strong in this moment to make that growth, you know. And one thing though, for sure, which I didn't mention in the last video, because I didn't really, which I try not to treat Mercury retrograde like it's like the devil and all that. Like, we got to stop doing that, you know what I'm saying? Mercury retrograde is a great time to reflect, you know what I'm saying? Only thing in essence, to me, honestly, the only thing you need to really be careful with, which I see that you just should just be conscious of, is your communication. You know, just make sure you communicate in the right way. And dealing with business decisions, I feel like, just be careful, just watch it, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't like the end of, oh, Mercury retrograde, oh, what we all gonna do? Like, it's like, nah, cause too, you see how like how some people try to make up a devil and personify a devil and give it power to make an evil out of nothing. Well, that's what you will end up doing with Mercury retrograde. So to the whole community, the astrological community, just spiritual people, everybody, we need to stop doing that with the Mercury retrograde ASAP. Cause that's gonna you're gonna turn it into an energy that's gonna become something bad, or evil or something of that nature. But right now, don't make any life changing decisions right now. And of course, I know that sounds crazy. Like, well, I mean, ain't we, aren't we growing? No, yes, you, of course, like making little, changes and becoming your greatest version. And matter of fact, and in becoming your greatest version, you could see that as a life changing decision. But when we talk about life change, we're talking about those big, big life changing decisions. Like, say, for instance, like, all right, like my move from Louisiana to Cali right now, today, in this moment would not be a good time for that. You know what I'm saying? Or even a few days, pass. And matter of fact, and after the eclipse, you want to give it a little time also. But it mostly is dealing with the eclipse energy, but to a certain extent, it's dealing with Mercury retrograde also. It's a combination of all of it. Mercury retrograde, you got Mars tied into you got the sun energy, just everything. You know what I'm saying? And the sun, matter of fact, I want to say the sun energy is kind of like, in essence, amplifying the energies, dealing with Mercury, Mars, so it's all, just a little more powerful. So you just want to, try to stay away from those life changes, because there's a lot going on too, you know what I'm saying? Because picture that, everybody going through it with their shadow self. You got Mercury in retrograde, so that means communication, business transactions, electronics, you know what I'm saying, may go disarray, disarray, whatever. But you just don't want to make no big, big life-changing decisions right now, because it could mess things up for you. Now, on another level, I want to speak a little bit right quick on the on different crystals to use. Because matter of fact, you got two crystals that came to mind. For one, if you haven't already, and you gotta make a rush delivery to the store, which it may be too late for you, but Moldavite. If matter of fact, and if you got you a piece of Moldavite before this eclipse, kudos to you. Your spirit guides was working with you and was letting you know to go in the right direction, because that is one of the greatest stones for transformation that I ever seen, work with, whatever you want to call it. Like, that is a crystal that presence is really felt within your life. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny, because I got a little small piece. This little small piece of crystal changed helped change a lot. You know what I'm saying? But Moldavite is a great crystal to have to help aid with transformation, because a lot of that's why too is important to be in the now. Because I was about to say, like, with the transformation, how, like, if you try to look too far in the future from this position, it's like, oh damn, I can't see myself being a owner of all these businesses, because you're looking at it, you're going too far in the future, and you're looking at it from being the person you are now. But you're gonna grow into that person, but you got to focus on who you are now and what you're doing now, and transforming into that person in the moment. And Moldavite helps you do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Moldavite really, really, matter of fact, can put you in the vibration of knowing that you're going to make the necessary change also. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't tell you though, Moldavite may be overwhelming to somebody who's a little bit too stuck in their ego, because you're going to feel torn apart. You're going to feel, it's going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing worse than being, one way with the ego and the other way, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it's kind of in essence what bipolar disorder is. But, Moldavite would be great for that transformation. Also, Malachite is a good crystal for transformation, a good strong crystal. Like not on the level of moldavite, but like malachite. When I have it in my possession, I realize it in my day. Like, all right, this malachite working. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could realize the synchronicity and the transformation it's helping you with. Like, say for instance, if I've been in the time loop of like every time I finish doing a video, I'll walk to Ralph's and go get always get me some pistachio, this and that. But you know, like a time loop. But like malachite to help me transform. And that's to say, for instance, ain't nothing wrong with me eating the pistachios as much as like the problem with me is like getting stuck in those type of time loops. That's what I call them, time loops. Is when you kind of stuck in a habit of something. You know what I'm saying? And you just go right to it, and it's like, nah, you know, malachite will help you to transform and get out of that, you know, that loop of doing things the same old way you've been doing things, and help you transform and change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Also, matter of fact, just great to have with you in general right now is black tourmaline. Black tourmaline. Matter of fact, I done even switched it up. Like, I got the black tourmaline, the flint, moldavite, and phenakite. I had to take all them high vibrational. Matter of fact, which it still seem I'm kind of sensitive still, because like I still catch moments where I'm stuttering because I'm just over like talking too fast and got a lot of ideas and energy flushing and rolling through. But you got to ground that energy. You become like a computer that got too much electricity running through it. Like it's functioning, but the screen kind of blinkering, it looking like it's about to explode. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a surge of energy. You know what I'm saying? But black tourmaline, we've been dealing with our shadow self, and in essence, if you've been out in the world, and I even say if you've been out, because in most cases, unless you live in the mountains somewhere, you interact and or come across people in some way, form, or fashion. Tourmaline is what you want to have on you and with you, you know, with dealing with this, with these energies, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it helps ground you and center you, you know, so instead of having that energy all like everywhere and loosey-goosey, I like loosey-goosey everywhere, you know, it brings it and center it. You know what I'm saying? Because as a matter of fact, hematite is also great to have at this moment for grounding and centering yourself. You know, because that's how you be able to reflect and be the observers when you're centered. But if your electricity, you know, flowing everywhere, like, you know, like if you like this, like you get electrocuted because you got too much energy flow, you're not grounding the energy that's flowing through you. You're not able to really function on no kind of level in essence, whether physically or spiritually, you know, if you're getting too excited. I mean, to a certain extent, you know. But definitely black tourmaline and hematite for your grounding, and black tourmaline for protection from the negativity. Because matter of fact, and two, where you see like these movies about the purge and stuff like that, you could also see the purging as a personification of like the purging of our shadow self. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this eclipse is doing, is purging our shadow self. It's bringing it out, it's making us face it and see all those what we, you know, see as flaws or things that we want to get rid of, but we, you know, we gotta shine the light on it and face it and to get rid of it. You know, it's kind of like Alcoholics Anonymous. You gotta first say I drink a lot of beers is the first step. You know, is admitting that you drink too much brews. You know, first, and then that's when you move on from that step. But definitely a great stone for protection in this time. Also, pyrite would be a great stone to deal with as far as harnessing manifestation energies. It's synchronize with the energy of Leo or that solar energy. You know, so it's gonna, matter of fact, and the solar plexus. So all those energies, you know what I'm saying, is gonna give you more of that strength and courage to do things, to manifest things. Matter of fact, pyrite also brings in abundance, you know what I'm saying, also. Because we also going through changes with that, like the way we view money and things, the way we view everything is being analyzed and, you know, and brought up on an assessment mode. Like, all right, let's assess all this. Do you still like doing this? Do you still like doing that? Do you still like hanging with people that don't raise your vibration? Do you know what I'm saying? And it's a free will universe, so if you don't want to grow, you have the right to stay where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's so beautiful about Source. To now on this level though, you know what I'm saying? Like this go around, we gotta clean it up a little bit because we done had a lot of chances. We done had a lot of chances. So this time around, is really time to clean up. But at the same time, you do have the free will to make that decision. Now will you still be around in the physical if you don't make the right decision? Who knows? But you know what I'm saying? You do have that free will choice. But pyrite definitely good for bringing in that solar energy. Oh, bling blah bling. That good pyrite. Matter of fact, good for the entrepreneurs manifesting things on a physical level. And matter of fact, manifestation on a physical level, as above, so below. What shape is associated with Earth? Physicality, the cube, and pyrite grows like it actually, the molecular structure of it is a actual cube. You actually find pyrite cubes, you know what I'm saying? And so that deals with our physical, physical being. In fact, the black cube, what they use with Saturn, all that is a physical existence. Matter of fact, in your cross that Jesus got crucified on, it's a open up box, a open up cube. You know what I'm saying? That's all the same personifications across the board. You know. But pyrite is definitely a good crystal to help move forward that transformation and help harness that Leo sun energy, you know what I'm saying, that solar plexus energy to give you that confidence to make those changes, you know. And black obsidian, though, let's see. Well, yeah, you could use. I about to say. I was thinking of a certain time that would be perfect to use it, but nah, you can't start using it right now. But Black Obsidian basically it aids in transformation, but Black Obsidian honestly does what the Eclipse is doing right now. To be honest with you, like you know what I'm saying, like honestly, you could look at Black Obsidian as the eclipse, as the moon passing in front of the sun, because that's what Black Obsidian do. And matter of fact, and what's funny, like without the eclipse, so Black Obsidian is like an eclipse without the eclipse. So it's really gonna help to bring forward that shadow self even more. Like so, working with Black Obsidian is gonna make that shadow self. So if you feeling like the shadow self not so obvious, like you just really need to see it even more. That Black Obsidian will shine that light even more on that shadow self, so you could really make the necessary changes that you need to make. Flint, matter of fact, which is a stone that I just got and just found out and started working with. But this flint is a good stone for grounding high vibrational information. Like I always bring up, like you bringing in high vibrations, but you gotta assimilate it. You gotta translate it and transfer it into something that the mechanism of your body and the consciousness of your body could overstand and use. You know what I'm saying? So flint, matter of fact, used by a lot of the ancients. You know what I'm saying? With the indigenous culture, as far as like matter of fact, it's almost like a shaman stone, because in order, you want to be able to pull out the high vibrational messages. But say, for instance, if I pull out a high vibrational message, but I don't know how to articulate it to you. What good is it to you if I'm pulling down a message, but I can't even articulate it to you? So flint is a great stone for grounding those high vibrational basically high vibrational information, grounding it and making it more easier to comprehend and to deliver it to other people. You know what I'm saying, in that sense. So as a matter of fact, great stone for shaman trying to bring down information and deliver it to somebody. Flint, and the reason why I'm saying flint is good for this solar eclipse, you know what I'm saying? Because we're getting a lot of information from the sun. And say, for instance, you're getting this information from the sun, but it's just sitting in there. And yeah, you'll get bits and spurts of it, because inevitably, just by, regardless of your ignorance to the information that's coming into your body, it is working on you and talking to you, but you're not necessarily, hearing it, quote unquote, on that level. But if you had just some flint, that would, assimilate those messages, and it would hit more as those aha moments, like, oh wait a minute, You know, something telling me to do this. Something telling, you know, like these spiritual advancements. You're gonna make more spiritual advancements and ascend more because you're being able to assimilate those high vibrational messages and frequencies into something that the body and the physical consciousness could overstand. You know, but basically that's it for the crystal part. And of course, this goes without saying, I've made I don't know how many videos about it, but the petrified wood, you know, connecting with the ancestors right now is extremely important right now. Very, very important. Oh, excuse me. But all right, that's it for the crystals. Now the last part I want to speak on is going a little bit into the future and showing you how all this prophecy just adds up together. But basically, April 8th, 2024, we got another eclipse coming. Matter of fact, let me pull up the picture on my phone. We got another eclipse coming on April 8th, 2024. But this one is going to be so high, which I'm going to just bring up the picture so I don't even have to do all this talking. I'll try to just see how this one. Let's see. Yep, this is the one from Oregon coming on down. No, down to Florida. This is the one we're about to experience on the 21st. Right here, that's the pathway of that one. Then you got another eclipse, the April 8th, 2024 one crossing right there. Give you a little closer look of it, you know. But if you look close, you know, X marks the spot in southern Illinois. You know, like what's so important, what's so tight about southern Illinois? And before I get into this information, I got this, matter of fact, I think it's Brethren, I forgot, Minister Anpu, I mean, not Minister Anpu, but the Brethren Anpu, dealing from UGR, he had broke this down too and brought it to my knowledge, because until then I haven't heard of this area in southern Illinois. But as he was breaking down the eclipse and talking about the 2024 eclipse, you know, he made a significant statement about some insight, you know what I'm saying, from the situation. But basically, you know, it's crossing, so that eclipse energy is crossing in southern Illinois. Well, southern Illinois happen to have a area called Little Egypt. Yes, Little Egypt, located in southern Illinois. So after Ra, you know, comes with these solar eclipse, it's gonna cross these eclipse around a place called Little Egypt. Now, some of this insight I got from the brethren, but I also got some other insight though that is my own, dealing with an older video. Basically, like, that insight added up with some other work I was doing, and it just kind of like, bam, it was like, oh shoot, it's like, damn, this all add up. But basically, so that second eclipse coming and marking that X, you know what I'm saying? And again, you could see, matter of fact, we dealing with, because the brethren brought that up too, like, are we dealing with the Confederate flag and getting rid of it, all that, you know, that X. But again, too, is the awakening and is a sign of the reawakening of the melanated people in the West. You know what I'm saying? Because too was funny, and the brethren brought up that, like, how most of the brethren might, because even as Rastafari, I'm not much on preaching that Pan-Africanism like that. But you know how a lot of brethren, like, you know, going back to the motherland, this and that. Which, whatever your choice is, you know, is perfectly cool in essence. But like, how all the brethren talk that, but we still find ourselves in America, like, you know, like, if you're trying to, you know, be a Pan-Africanist, that much, or be on Pan-Africanism that much, why you're not, you know, in Africa right now? But reason being, because what's funny, and like he say, indirectly, you know, your ass belong here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the change that's about to go down here. So it's like, shit, like, you know, why go to Africa when, you know, things is about to change here in America? You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, so this place called Little Egypt, you know what I'm saying, it's where those those eclipses is gonna cross at. And he explained like, what you got, like all the different names of like the cities that's in Egypt is in this little area of southern Illinois. Matter of fact, some of y'all may be more familiar with that area, than me actually. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, I just came across this information in a in this video. Cause matter of fact, the Bridget also was adding up some stuff too, like what how it passes through Illinois and Kentucky, and that was a significant thing. Like, cause he's tying in how the Confederacy, and like dealing with the X, and how the area of Illinois and Kentucky was areas that dealt with Abraham Lincoln, was born or lived, like things that he dealt with, and Abraham Lincoln dealt with fighting the Confederacy. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that X marking the spot, marking the a change, you know what I'm saying, on a whole nother level. Like it's a bunch of things that he brought into it on that level. But definitely you start to see how prophecy is really, is really in your face, is really straightforward, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then at this point, if you still like, oh well, that's just a coincidence. Oh shit, I just challenged something. Like, at that point, if you still like, oh, this shit still like coincidences and this and that, shit, you might not even be, your physicality might not even last that long if you still thinking like that. That's the best way for me to put it. You know what I'm saying? But no, there's no coincidences in this universe. None. Like, go look at the Hermetic principles, as above, so below. What's going on, like the shadow self with the sun and the moon, shadow self with us. I'm pretty sure the cells in the body had like some little eclipse in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, as above, so below on all levels. But you start to see how this prophecy adding up, and how, matter of fact, Ra, if you chose to look at like Ra, or Ra, the Ras, the head star in the constellation of Leo, you know what I'm saying? Or Leo, the Lion of Judah, Rastafari, in essence, bringing about change, you know what I'm saying? Like, Babylon is being changed and tore down, you know what I'm saying, by our righteousness, by our love, you know what I'm saying? This change is prophetic. Like, you seeing the energy of of the lion. Matter of fact, even through Sekhmet, because Sekhmet deals with divine feminine energy, and also the people in which that was said to, deal with the star Sirius, have like lion-like features, in which I kind of got some of that information from other sources, and it kind of added up and felt right with me. But the all these different little facts and things coming together is no coincidence, point blank, period. But the point I wanted to get to too, well, the little information what I saw with an older video I did a video a while back talking about how, things are gonna change on a physical level. Like, the earth will change, like, like some states, some continents, different places is gonna change tremendously over the years. But like, cause that was the point of the video, like telling people, like, hey, it's not no end of the world like that per se, but the earth is gonna be changing drastically. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think the people in those times had to deal with? You know what I'm saying? They had to deal with, but it wasn't like no, oof, wipe everybody out. And that's where the chosen people come in, cause the chosen people, is the people connected to spirit. That's all that mean. That mean the people who, cause they connected to spirit, they gonna intuitively have themselves in the right place. But somebody that's getting drunk and turn up, this and that, you're gonna be partying and turning up, and then you're gonna wonder where everybody went, and then all of a sudden a big flash flood wave hits you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's where the disconnection shows, or the personification of the story of Noah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to let everybody know, man, the flood coming through, things changing. Like, turn up, turn up. And while you're turning up the alcohol and the lower vibrations, you're turning down the high vibrations and the ancestors. You're turning down your connection to source, as you're turning up. That's funny. So, it's bringing about, though, we're going to have some physical changes to the landscape, but back to the point, where the little Egypt, that southern Illinois spot, I also came across some information that was talking about like as the earth changes. Matter of fact, that's talking about how Louisiana is gonna be wiped completely off the map. You know how the Mississippi is gonna flood out, and the mouth of the Mississippi is gonna open up, but it's gonna basically most of the bottom part of America, especially around the Mississippi, is gonna flood out, and that the mouth of the Mississippi will actually be like somewhere around Missouri, you know, or like that Ozarka, Missouri, Arkansas area. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and if you kind of could see on here, get an idea, like Missouri. Wait, let me see, make sure. Yep, like about right there. Missouri, Arkansas. You could see a little bit under the X, but that's said to be the area where the the Mississippi River is gonna move up to. And then let me hit you with another one. So, all right, that's where the Mississippi is gonna move up to. All right, what's the two largest? Well, I know one, Lent. I know Amazon is like bigger, large wise as far as width. But like Mississippi River and the Nile River. And matter of fact, you could say the Mississippi is like the Nile to America. You know what I'm saying? That's why, in essence, New Orleans kind of had like, or Louisiana got like the little vibe it has, is because of all the energy and people being around that mouth of the Mississippi. But so you see the mouth of the Mississippi moving up, and it's close to an area called Little Egypt. So just like in Egypt, how they had the mouth of the Nile River, matter of fact, the lotus flower, and matter of fact, in the Hopi River Valley, it's called a Hopi Valley before it's called a Nile Valley. But you could see that manifestation happening in America. You know what I'm saying? Where the Mississippi River is gonna retract, and it's gonna open up, and the mouth of Mississippi is gonna go up to like that Missouri area, Missouri, Arkansas area around Little Egypt, and Little Egypt is basically gonna have that same, the same access, or that same waterway, like like in the Egypt in Africa, like in Kemet, in the Hopi Valley, So all this, it's no coincidences that all this is lining up together, like these different energies. Next time it's gonna be fire, not water. Like all these things is adding up, and like I said, at this point, if you still like thinking it's a coincidence or trying to deny it, hey, free will universe, you could do what you want in essence. But yeah, that's all pretty much, I think that's it though, like how the Little Egypt basically gonna be the new home or the new mouth of the Mississippi. So it's almost like making it the Nile, and matter of fact, the Hopi Valley and Egypt in the West. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Things are changing on a high level. Again, like with the solar energy, it's actually not only just a personification of the energy changing as the moon passes in front of it, but like the sun is breaking down carbon-12. The sun is giving some people skin cancer at a high rate. You know what I'm saying? Because even a personification of that. Because like what's funny, like even having a past life, as I say, that's funny. That's like maybe just the God within me, knowing that everything is a part of me, in the essence of my spirit, part of me, like, I ain't gonna say feel sorry, but it is what it is, where the sunlight is harming some people, in essence, that have some karma to their life situation, where, deservingly so. But, that solar energy is coming up, is burning things metaphysically and physically. You know what I'm saying? All the things that don't need to be on this earthly plane, whether it's consciousness or physical things, that solar energy is flooding it out. The flood. Next time it's going to be fire, not water. And you start to see how this is, this is prophecy. Matter of fact, it's Exodus. Movement of Jah people. All right. It's Exodus, man. It's we got the Egypt coming to us. You know what I'm saying? Like we we got like this happy valley, you know what I'm saying, coming this way. And what's funny, even in telling this information, not an inch of me feeling like I'm like this information is gonna be the slightest bit wrong. Matter of fact, what's funny, like I got so much conviction in it, and I don't even feel like I'm wrong in no part, but just to say it, like it's like, well, if I was to be wrong about this, I guess my spirit like, well, F it, if you know, which I know is not, because it wouldn't be delivering it in this manner, but that's how strong, I feel, about this information and how real I know it is, you know what I'm saying, how truthful I know it is. But so you start to see how all this is adding up. But yes, man, the eclipse, got the eclipse coming tomorrow. Then in April 8th, 2024, you got another eclipse, that's gonna cross paths around Little Egypt. Little Egypt, you know what I'm saying, in America, while all these melanated people waking up. And matter of fact, too, is all about, the righteousness, like melanated, which, say for instance, again, I always like to explain this because I like to be truthful on all levels, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you got some people, again, that don't visually have melanin but still melanated, but it's all about righteousness right now. It's not so much, because, say for instance, the melanated, the melanin and the righteous, it all kind of falls in together, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the God source given molecule, you know what I'm saying, that helps protect you from harmful sun rays, you know what I'm saying? And some people may not have an abundance of it on their skin, but they got the neuromelanin, so that's why too they still being able to channel information, they still being able to, uh, connect on high levels, you know what I'm saying, no matter the skin color, because the melanin, the true energetic, soulful melanin is within our spine. Matter of fact, what's funny, Terrence McKenna, I think, had brought it up when he, I think he was discussing DMT and how DMT interacts with our melanin. You know what I'm saying? Like he was talking about like a DNA informational center within the body. But he's like, that the DMT is actually connecting with the melanin. Cause I think it's like off of the studies of Frank Barr. I think Frank Barr is like a scientist, matter of fact, because I'm going to do a video on that too. Yeah, Frank Barr was a San Francisco physician and talked about basically how, the bonding of DNA, but really it's talking about the melanin and its supernatural abilities. And, Terrence McKenna brought up the melanin dealing with the DMT interaction also. But because again, and I always bring it up because nobody, when somebody's speaking on the melanin situation, ain't no, oh no, we melanated, nah. Because matter of fact, like I tell people, you got some people that got, without the visible skin melanin that's way far on their righteous path than somebody on the, matter of fact, they right now somewhere they got a non-melanated, skin melanated, a white person somewhere standing up for black people rights, you know what I'm saying? Standing up for melanated people rights, you know what I'm saying? Because, that's the righteousness of the melanin within them. They feel that brotherhood within themselves. Like they know they connected. And yeah, even though we created this social construct on a human level of, well, shit, if you ain't brown like me, you ain't black. If you ain't, but, the reality of the situation, matter of fact, I'm glad I bringing this up because also moving forward, we got to have more of an advanced consciousness and a way of thinking, you know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that mundane way of carrying ourselves and doing things. That's also what this is about. It's about us moving into the world of like Star Wars, where we're going to be able to accept people of all differences. It's just all going to be about your vibration and if you helping keep the universe intact, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily if your skin color different from mine, then we can't be together or we can't do this. All the stupid humanity stuff. But that's basically it. Again, man, growth, renewal, transformation, change and moving forward. Shining a light on that shadow self, you know what I'm saying? So you could help make the necessary changes, you know. But that's basically it, you know. The prophecy of the Hebrews rising in the West, you know what I'm saying? You know, and even with that, you know, because say for instance, the Bible wasn't no historical piece, but indirectly, that's funny how things work. That's why I tell people, you know, when you're reading it right and deciphering it right, you know, man, it's a great literature. You know what I'm saying? Because it does have uh, prophecy indirectly in it. You know, in some cases, and what I mean by indirectly, like with the you know, things to the Hebrews, because a lot of that again is about, but as above, so below, because even though it may be talking about some people in the Bible, is also talking about energies and things that's going on within your body. You know what I'm saying? Because when you add up, I think when you add up the 12 tribes, and I remember like when they was naming the 12 tribes and how many people was in each tribe, but it all adds up to like 144,000, 144 across the forehead. You know what I'm saying? The zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a deeper level on that too. Because basically, though, it's just all about a righteous awakening, too. A melanated righteous, however you want to look at it, you know what I'm saying? But change. It's been a long time coming. But I know change gonna come. It's been a long time coming. But change gonna come, man. Well, that's a beautiful phrase. Change gon' come. It's gon' come. Trust me. But everybody, again, before I go, don't make any crazy, extreme, you know, over the top, life changing decisions right now. Matter of fact, and something I left out too, which is important, and I thought about it because somebody else brought it up. Like these energies could get strong enough to make you feel like you may want to make yourself transition, you know, for lack of a better word, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, what they call commit suicide. And I want to say, like, definitely, of course, just downplay any of that noise. You should know better. And the reason why I have to speak to this, because, you know, any and all people are experiencing the shadow self, and maybe, you know, even some of us on our spiritual growth. Because I had, you know, I had my past, which I got past it, but, you know what I'm saying? Some of us who may have not got fully past that type of stuff is coming back to haunt us right now, you know what I'm saying? So just remember to definitely stay away from any type of thoughts of harming yourself on that level, man. It's great. Everything is all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, you know what I'm saying? It's a strenuous growth, is yeah, it's purging us, it's pressing us, but you know what makes a diamond? Pressure makes a diamond. You know, carbon pressurizes a diamond, you know what I'm saying? What melanin is close, melanin is like a carbon crystal. You put some pressure on that melanin, you know it's gonna make some melanin diamonds. You heard me? I had to stick that in. I had to do a little Louisiana, but you know, cause where we from, you know, the brethren. Matter of fact, I might even do one myself, but the brethren do the grills and stuff like that, you know. But it's that compression, you know, pressurizing that carbon into a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. I done sung about 3 or 4 songs on y'all, right? But you know, basically though, man, that's it. You know, just enjoy it. You know, matter of fact, don't we growing, but it's to and remember to be. Don't be so much in your brain wondering what all the things you have to do as much as you should just allow yourself to be in the moment. Like allow yourself to be aware, you know, make sure you're meditating, you know. That's basically it. And make sure you're staying away from them bogus ass stories that they may be putting on TV. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to fuel, matter of fact, I brought up the purge earlier, they trying to fuse some bullcorn like that or whatever they may be doing. I don't watch the news, so I only could manifest the things that I focus on. Like that's what people still don't get. Like, you know, I can't manifest that foolishness because I'm not watching it. Like that's why I love not watching it, because all I have to focus on is meditating, you know, chilling with people who raise my vibration, dealing with my crystals. You know, that other stuff don't exist. I've been on this earthly plane for 30 years, and none of that bullcorn ever harmed me. Like it never was a day where it was like, oh damn, that stuff that was going on in the news, it finally happened to me. Like I just caught Ebola, or the Taliban is knocking at my door, or Kim Jong Il is about to blow up my house. It's like none of that. You know, and I ain't saying 30 years on the airplane ain't that long. You know, matter of fact, that's a little poop stain. You know, compared to a big canvas, but I still haven't seen all that stuff. So with that being said, just stay away from all that craziness on TV, y'all. You create your own situation. That's why you got your brain, your pineal, and so you could create. You sit down and focus on what you want to grow in this world. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Reflect on what you want to grow in this world and what you want to grow into. You know, the things you want to manifest. You know, but matter of fact, before I leave, and this is another thing I'm just adding it. And this another one where I'm giving have to give like a little add in to the brethren. Matter of fact, Gano Grills. Matter of fact, if y'all ain't on Galacticus, Gano Grills YouTube channel. I think he has a website with it too. Y'all should definitely check it out, man. The brethren Gano be having some good insight. The brethren Gano be working with the spirits too, so you'll get a lot of information that seems like it's coming from a channel through his through his stuff. But he spoke on two, and this is gonna be the last of what I'm talking about, like new gods being brought into into godhood, so to speak, with this eclipse also. And it's like, but you won't see the rise of them until hundreds of years down the line. But like right now in the astral planes, unseen to human beings, these new gods are basically like getting knighted. You know what I'm saying? Getting the sword, put on the shoulders and the head. The Trinity. But yeah, they got some gods, coming into godhood right now. So matter of fact, shout out to them. It was like a graduation. Congratulations to all the new gods crossing that stage. Cause matter of fact, like it was funny, we crossing that stage on Earth. Like, we all learning this never-ending learning. It's just a fractal hierarchy in the mathematical sequence of pi ratio. It's just a fractal hierarchy in that ratio, and with it, where it's just an extension of source. You know what I'm saying? That's all we are, just a hierarchy, different not even say hierarchy, but we just extension, fractals extension, a fractal. I'm trying to get the best word for it. Fractal extensions from source. You know what I'm saying? With the mathematical basis of it being the golden ratio. So that's the way we spread out from it, is in that mathematical sequence, in that spiral. You know, but that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. We not going too far in the past. Right now, man, just remember to just stay as positive as possible. You know, focus on being the greatest version of yourself. What you focus on grows. Peace.